It shouldn't take long for Sadiq White to come in off the bench. Get a look at the starting lineup, the same as Syracuse used in both preseason games. And Binghamton down a couple of starters due to injury. We'll tell you about that as we get rolling. Bearcats have the game's first possession, and quick point guard Jeremiah Quigley gets them going. Buffalo transfer Bryson Wilson off the mark on a three, and now the Orange possess it first with Nathan George at the controls. George calls his own number, turning the corner, gets his own rebound, and the putback is home.
That's what you want to see early from Nathan George, just being aggressive, not always looking to pass the ball, but look to score the basketball first.
Freeman quick to get back to the rim and deny. Orange struggled so much with rim protection a year ago. George to J.J. Starling for his first touch in the paint against the biggest Bearcat, Demetrius Lilly, and Starling dribbles out with it after a miss. Freeman very strong in the two preseason games against the University of Buffalo and Division II Pace. Out for Nate Kings, draws a foul. We'll call the action on the floor. So no shot for Kings on the first foul for either team.
And Kings coming in known as a shooter, but much improved putting the ball on the deck. You see him aggressive straight line to the rim.
The Orange have a significant height advantage in the backcourt. George 6'3", Starling 6'4", King 6'5". Jeremiah Quigley's going to have a tough time keeping up with them in terms of size, but he is very speedy. Good steal by Freeman on the baseline out of bounds. And he rings the bell for the first time.
I love what Syracuse is doing early on, setting the tone, getting the ball inside, being aggressive at the basket.
Orange extend the half-court defense. Wes Peterson, the only returning starter for the Bearcats, as the ball is knocked out of bounds. They have a couple that we'll tell you about in time that maybe would have started but have significant injuries for Binghamton that have set them back before the year even begins. Adrian Autry starts his third season. And a minute and a half in, the Orange lead 4-zip. Posting up above the three-point line. Steve Starling sizes up an opportunity. Floater in the paint, bit strong. Kyle saves a second possession. Out for a Kings lefty three-point try. Kyle in pursuit, keeps this one alive for Freeman, and he cashes in. Let's take a look at Devo's Dimes. Keys to the game for both teams as we get an early timeout from Binghamton coach LaBelle Sanders. Back to the basket here. Good passing among the bigs.
A great job by Donnie Freeman. Turnaround jumper, soft moves, much improved jump shooter, but just work your way inside. You'll always have those opportunities outside on the perimeter.
Adrian Autry, season number 3, just beginning now. 20 wins in his first campaign, only 14 a year ago. Feels like he has a roster he really likes that are in his image here. Grinders, love basketball, blue-collar players with a chip on their shoulder. Here are your keys. Devo, your dimes for the Cuse.
Yeah, for Syracuse, I think just competing and bringing high energy all 40 minutes, right? We didn't see that in the 2 exhibition games versus Buffalo and Pace. These early non-conference games, if they could really compete at a high level for all 40 minutes, they should be set. And then secondly, run. Get out, get early opportunities at the basket, get your shooters in space, get some easy looks.
Binghamton tried to run out of the timeout and turned it over. That's a big issue for them.
Yeah, speaking of turnovers, Binghamton was big, a lot of turnovers last year. Turnover prone, so that's the first key. Take care of the basketball, try to get those extra possessions, and then rebound the ball. Limit SU chances, and then also give yourself some more possessions, hopefully to lead some baskets for these Binghamton Bearcats.
Averaged 13.5 turnovers per game last year. Jeremiah Quigley brought in to help that some, and the lob to the rim makes it easy. Starling to Kyle for the jam.
What I like early on, Matt, is these guys aren't settling. They're looking to get to the basket, and they're taking advantage of what opens up for them.
Quigley, a blur into the front court for Lilly. May have stepped on the line, and that's another turnover for Binghamton too early, and the Orange are cashing in.
A great job by JJ, getting downhill, waiting, probing, lobbing it up to Kyle. One of the most athletic guys on this Syracuse basketball team, knows what to do with it.
Now for the first time in a game that counts, Kyan Anthony brought in early as JJ Starling hits the deck in front of the Syracuse bench, and athletic trainer Mike Mangano first on the scene. So as Starling stretches out, we see Kyan Anthony, and so highly anticipated and followed for years here. Melo made such a great contribution in just his one season at Syracuse, and Kyan's another. Jumper off the right elbow is good for Nathan George. Didn't shoot it very well in the first 2 exhibition games. He's got 4 early points on a 10-zip Syracuse lead.
And as much as we know how good of a passer is, you're even more effective being a passer if you're looking to score the basketball first. Great job by Nate George, looking to be aggressive scoring the ball.
3 straight turnovers by Binghamton and a foul in the backcourt. The Bearcats are compounding their mistakes in the early going, and it wouldn't be the first time if Quigley's maybe a little bit overheated here at the start, playing a little out of control. He did play for George Mason last year, did not see a great deal of action, was much more regular for Iona the year prior. Kings from the corner. That's an air ball. Going the other way with Peterson, who did handle the ball quite a bit last year. Quigley tracks it down for the open man Zaire Beverly, but he loses it. That's 4 empty trips in a row for the Bearcats, still yet to score. Freeman on the open floor. On the fadeaway. Not this time. JJ Starling has gone back to the locker room to get some extra attention from the medical staff. We'll keep an eye on that.
This is just a different Syracuse team than we see against Pace. Even in the early going, they just got an extra pep in their step. They're aggressive, they're bringing ball pressure, and they're not settling on the offense.
Hughes relates to senior guard JJ Starling. He's already gone back to the locker room. A little bit of an awkward step here.
Yeah, it just looked like he maybe landed on that left foot, and maybe did something to his calf or his hamstring. Hopefully it's not too serious. You want to see him out here playing, especially in his last year.
Back to the locker room with team orthopedist Dr. Todd Battaglia. So in good hands there as they go to check that out. Into the game for the first time, Sadiq White, you can see in the foreground, along with Luke Fennell, who missed the second exhibition game with a minor injury of his own. Kyan Anthony was the first sub off the bench. Tyler Betsy in there too, so not quite a 5-for-5 switch as we saw in the Pace game, but Adrian Autry not afraid to make a wholesale lineup substitution as Jeremiah Quigley is too deep on the first free throw attempt, and Binghamton is still yet to score.
Well, Matt, it's good to have those options off the bench. You know, you really don't lose much, and I'm really excited to see what Fennell brings. I know he's a big prospect coming out of Australia, big 6'5" heady guard who can shoot it. Looking forward to seeing how he does.
Serves as a capable ball handler, and in the game with Nathan George out. How about the size on the floor right now? You've got a 6'6" plus point guard, along with Kyan Anthony, who goes 6'5". Fennell splits the top of the defense for Tyler Betsy. Oh, again, wind blown from the right corner. And on the run out, Wes Peterson. Gets by Fennell. Still the lid on the basket for the Bearcats. Run down by Demetrius Lilly. Orange were out rebounded by a Division II team in their second exhibition. Not necessarily at the rim, sometimes on the long ones. Lilly, a rocket off the top of the glass, comes down into the hands of Freeman, and it's 5 minutes without a point. Back a couple of starters into the game as Donnie Freeman and Nathan George, along with Nate Kings, return.
And I love this. I love the combo of Nate George and Fennell out there together. Both ball handlers, both smart decision makers. Let's see how it works out for the Orange.
Allows Kings to camp out in the corner in front of the visiting bench. George off the hard screen, that pick and pop. Syracuse still looking for its first three-point hit. Freeman in the 2 exhibition games, 1 of 7 total on three-pointers.
But those are the ones that you're okay with him taking. You're okay with him taking that pick and pop. It's a wide open shot. He's capable of making it. You don't want the ones where he's going into a dribble and work on the inside first, but if you get those opportunities, they'll be there.
Montana State transfer Bryce Zephyr in the game for the first time. Hard-nosed defender, makes his impact on this end of the floor.
And you can even see right there,
left-handed freshman number 2 in green.
Well, they can switch everything. You know, just the athleticism and the versatility they have on both sides of the ball.
Shot clock down to 2. Tough shot there and denied anyway. Shot clock violation against the Bearcats. I think what we've seen so far is a little bit more what the idea is of Adrian Autry for this year. Shuffling in players, turning up the intensity on the defensive end.
Well, you see right here, a little bit different than last year, right? You're going with Kyle, you have Freeman right there, you got Kings. Great job of crowding the basketball and making it tough at the rim.
Kings on the baseline drive. Lilly's holding his own. He's a little more familiar with the bigger stages. Started his college career at Penn State and has also played out in LaSalle. Lilly against Freeman right of the lane. Good move by Lilly, but the finish not there again. And the loose ball dribbled out by Nathan George.
And these are what these possessions are going to be. Good defensive possession allows you to get out and play fast in transition. Great decision by Nate George to set it back up.
George, the jumper. The Orange still don't have a 3. And for as good as Syracuse's defense has been, Eric, they have 14 points in 11 minutes.
Well, I just think you don't want to. Okay, if the three-point shot is there, take it. But against a team like this, especially early on, you see it's working. Attack the basket. Now you can get to the free throw line. Now they got to loosen up a little bit more. Those three-point opportunities will be there.
Binghamton with 6 fouls already, and you figure you can take advantage of that. Off the dribble handoff fake, it's a turnover by Binghamton and Zaire Beverly. He played at East LA Community College, for those of you that are into Netflix series about that kind of thing, at ELAC. And Adrian Autry set to call this next play as the Orange walk it up against fellow New Yorker Lavelle Sanders. He goes back with Coach Autry a bit, but more with assistant coach Alan Griffin. They grew up in the same neighborhood of Brooklyn.
And depending on who you ask, they'll tell you who won the most battles, right?
Sanders, a very good player, nearly 1,400 career points at Seton Hall. Freeman high arcing triple try. And the Orange still 0 for the night at 9 tries from long range.
Now those are the ones I can't deal with. Stand still, nothing going on, shoot. Get the ball movement, get something different.
Kelsey on the sideline, and the turnover woes continue for Binghamton. Scoring droughts for both teams because they're having a hard time hanging on to the ball. Binghamton hasn't scored in some 6 minutes. They've turned it over 5 times in that stretch.
And again, I don't want to take anything away from Syracuse. I think the intensity and how they're playing early on is great. But you got to know Binghamton is without 2 of their starters, right? They're going to have to be able to bring it on this end offensively. Wow. You see Kyle showing his athleticism right there, and Nate George, one of the best decision makers in the ACC.
Pretty easy to make the decision and make it look good when you flip it right up to the rim, and William Kyle brings it down. Kyle, as advertised, with jump out of the gym ability. Lilly stripped in the lane. Great job by Nathan George. Starts the break with Kings on his left. George right to the rim, lays it in.
And this is really what I'm excited about for the Syracuse Orange. Defense into offense, Nate George is one of the best in the country of getting it and going.
George leads the Orange with a half dozen points. Just 4 points in 13 minutes for the Bearcats. Quigley whiffed on the leak out. Donnie Freeman. And another timeout taken by Binghamton. It's 20-4. Well, now the big so far, he's already got 8 boards, and we've played only 13 minutes. Has a knack for the ball, big frame, 6'9", 230.
Well, and Matt, for Binghamton, you just don't want to stop playing. You don't want to stop competing and lay down. I know you're down a lot, but you know it's tough to learn from these moments.
Zephyr was on the baseline. It'll stay with Binghamton here. Chaudhry conversing with veteran official Bert Smith. And Cayenne back into the game, replacing Bryce Zephyr. Mom in the house tonight. Along with Roger Neal, the venerable longtime voice of Bearcats basketball down in Binghamton and Vestal Way. He's a legend. On the drive quickly, the pull-up 10-footer, too deep and tipped in. That might have been an own goal.
Oh, we just got done talking about Lilly, just him being active around the rim, getting his hand on the ball. Got a putback.
Stops a long scoring drought for the Bearcats, and a look-away lob wide of the rim, but not wide enough. There's no challenge to William Kyle. Man, can he get up?
We talked about Sadiq White's athleticism. I mean, don't sleep on Kyle. I mean, this guy has a 45-inch vertical and his head and shoulders above the rim.
Horns with the length against Quigley. Who whips it for Wilson, and the return is intercepted. Nathan George looking for options. Nate King's all alone. Oh, could have followed his own, but he had Freeman on the scene for the rebound. A foul against Binghamton. And Jeremiah Quigley, the point guard, picks up his third already.
You just see the potential that Syracuse has on the defensive side of the ball. They're doing a great job of just reacting and rotating. When a guy gets by, there's another guy right there to contest. Great job just being active on the defensive side of the ball.
So Freeman to the line, decent foul shooter, right around 80% last year. Horns sub as Sadiq White returns, replacing William Kyle. Donnie on the Karl Malone Award watch list for the top power forward in college basketball. Pretty good company in the conference.
That's a heck of a list right there. And right now we see Donnie at the 5. And honestly, I like him at the 5 a lot because he can do that pick and pop, and he has even more of an advantage offensively. And then defensively, if he can really lock in, he's gotten stronger. He's going to be able to hold his own on that side.
Well, for right now, unless Shefi Diawara develops into that, Syracuse is not going to have a footer, you know, a 7-footer, and it's in there lumbering and eating up a lot of space and protecting the rim. They're going to do it with a guy that's a little bit shorter, still pretty tall by general standards, and very athletic. And that's what Kyle and Freeman, Soiree bring to the table. Certainly Sadiq White as well.
And you're not going to see guys throwing it into the post, really playing out of the post a lot anymore. That's not what the game is.
Shot clock dwindling for Binghamton. Takes them a while to get into their offense with Quigley on the bench. And it's turned over out front by Jackson Benigni, grad student who is returning to the Binghamton program, but this a bit of a challenge for him. 14 turnovers already for the Bearcats. It's right what they knew would be an issue coming into this season. Syracuse has just 2. LaBelle Sanders says, look, we stop giving it to the other team. We make a few free throws. Those are things we can control. Can't connect on the lob this time.
It's hard to score the ball when you keep giving it away to the other team.
Beverly, L is all about.
Yeah.
So that's how it works. There's
you figure they would. I don't know.
Licensing and marketing and lob to the rim here right off the bat. Talk about ATO plays, and any play with William Kyle above the rim is a high percentage effort.
I mean, just throw it up anywhere at the rim. William Kyle's going to go up there and at least get a chance.
Quigley, they try to do the other way. How about that? Hold my speedy. The reverse jam by Zaire Beverly.
Got to give it to Binghamton again. They're going to keep fighting. What an athletic play right there by Beverly.
Syracuse by 18. Donnie Freeman takes a bump. Binghamton had early foul issues in the first half, and Syracuse, you figure, will continue to pound it inside, rolling, and can't get it to drop. Freeman will go to the line for the second time tonight.
And that was a great job by Freeman of getting open. Cayenne has to be a little bit quicker. Right when he's open, he has to be able to get it there to Donnie a little bit earlier so he can have better position. Great job of working it down into the lane, and opportunity for 2 free throws for Freeman.
So Freeman to the line was 2 of 2 on his first trip. You can see him sporting the Lawrence Moten patch there. LM21 will be on the team's jerseys this year. I'm not going to harp on free throw shooting with it. Syracuse up 18, 1 minute into the second half, but when you need your better shooters to deliver there and get to the line more than your not so better shooters.
But a guy like Freeman, he's capable of being 80% from the line. It's just
did that last year.
Yeah, it's just going there, focusing, and knocking down your free throws. It makes a big difference when you're able to knock down your free throws.
It's what takes away any margin that Binghamton may have in this game too, to overpower them to get to the line in the first place and then make the shots. Beverly out of a brief double team. Back up to Quigley, who was set back by foul trouble in the first half. Kyle on the long lob ahead. Good find inside for Freeman. Lost going up, but then drew a foul on his second effort. So Freeman back to the line.
See right here, great heads up by George, just getting it to a taller Freeman, going up there and get it, and then just be aggressive at the rim.
Eric, we talk in recent history about players that were great at drawing fouls. Tyus Battle, maybe none better. Judah Mintz. How about a big? Somebody that's a really tough cover, get the ball into Donnie Freeman, and maybe he's somebody who can get to the line quite a bit.
Well, anytime you get it that close to the rim, all you got to do is be ultra aggressive. And yeah, you want to put a little acting into it, a little bit of this and there, but Freeman's doing a great job of not settling. He's getting it close to the rim, and he's being aggressive.
Freeman poised for an all-conference caliber type season. It's 1 of 2 on this trip. And if he rebounds as well as he did in his freshman season, which was historically good for this program, then he is on his way.
And I think we know he can rebound the basketball. We know about his skills offensively, but defensively is where I think he can really take a step up in his game.
Peterson, very short, but Lilly is there to clean it up. Demetrius Lilly has just 4 points. You can see him being a factor in the American East. So big and active.
He's not going to be facing Donnie Freemans and William Kyles in the America East.
And Freeman draws another foul on Zaire Beverly. 3 on Beverly himself, and 3 on the Bearcats, just more than 2 minutes into the second half. Now Binghamton sub Stefan Snag, who wasn't in the early plans to come into the game, just played in the last minute of the opening half. He's in already for Beverly, and Binghamton with these injuries is going to likely struggle with depth, at least early in the year.
And Matt, I think when you're a basketball player, when you play hesitant, you're not going to draw as many fouls. But when you're assertive, you're aggressive, you're just going to fall into those fouls. Freeman's doing a great job of really being assertive and looking to go ahead.
Kyle got entangled with Quigley and setting a screen. The whistle is for the clock, though. So we'll have a little administrative work here as the officials want to take a look. They do have a foul on Quigley, and they want to look at it. So remember, Quigley got tied up there. Here's Mike Kitt's going to share a word with us. All right, so they have an off-the-ball foul, and they're looking to see did the basket count while there was a foul up by the free throw line. That drew so much attention because Quigley got kind of tied in there with Kyle. You've got a 6'9", 230, and Quigley's more like 5'9", and maybe generally listed at 170. Take a look here.
I mean, Matt, but it all starts with Nate George looking to be aggressive, scoring the basketball. He's a much better player when he looks to score the basketball.
Kind of figure that foul was ahead of the shot, but maybe a little continuation there as the officials get together. Still early in the season for everybody. Opening day across college basketball. The Orange are home again Saturday against Delaware State before going on the road to Philadelphia the following Saturday. Binghamton starts the season with a crowded schedule. They've got RIT coming to Vestal on Wednesday. Then they play Greg Paulus's Niagara team on Saturday. The Orange doubling Binghamton as we look at a review here.
After review, the shooter was in the act of shooting before the foul occurred, so it's 2 points for Syracuse, as well as the ball out of bounds on the side.
So as Bert Smith tells us, score the goal and the foul on Quigley, his fourth. 2 points for Nathan George here.
Yeah, again, a great job by Nate George, just being aggressive, looking to score the ball. You become a better passer when you're being aggressive, looking to score the basketball.
So the Orange extend the lead to 20. Syracuse scored the first 10 points of the game. This is their widest margin of the night. And now with the ball on a side out. Good curl there. One more pass for the jam by Kyle.
Those are the quick hitters you want to see on the offensive side of the ball. King's coming off the curl. You see the help come. Great drop to William Kyle, throwing it down.
Love that little extra pass after you already have one good shot. See if you can get a better shot.
And it's quick. Like basketball, it's quick decisions, and it's a great decision right there by Kings.
Now with a big lead, the Orange can also be much more aggressive on the defensive end. Over the swinging arm of Kyle, score the goal for Demetrius Lilly. Pulling up early, feeling it, count it for Nathan George.
And we knew Nate George wasn't going to play like he played against Pace. We knew he was going to be much, much better. He's having a stat-stuffing game right now, but again, he's a much better player when he looks to score the basketball first. Everything else opens up for him.
George's first triple and the team's second. George leads the team with 11 points so far. Good ball movement here for Binghamton into Lilly. Over two defenders, and Freeman rises to the rim for the board.
Great job by Freeman coming over on the help.
George feeling it. He's calling for a screen. Thought maybe he'd pull the trigger there. In the lane, Cayenne switches to the left and scores, forcing a timeout by Binghamton coach Lavelle Sanders. Early in the second half, getting it going on the offensive end as King sets up Kyle off the initiation from Nathan George.
Syracuse doing a good job of just being decisive. Quick hitters, making the right decision, getting to the rim, being aggressive. You see Anthony right here just getting downhill, being aggressive, finishing with the left hand.
The extra passes, the chemistry among newcomers only helps when you're sharing the ball and everybody eats.
I think the biggest thing is we're happy what they're doing defensively, right? Syracuse is happy with their pressure and forcing turnovers. Offensively, that'll come. They'll continue to get better on that end.
Lilly, a little bit of a three-point shooter, did knock down 25 last year for the LaSalle Explorers. Binghamton's going to need some of those to get back into this game. Freeman on the post-up. Kings instead plays it up top.
Freeman just get a little bit lower on that post-up so you can have more of an advantage.
Anthony on the step back. Oh, that's smooth.
Matt, I tell you what, he has a little of those little crafty moves from his dad. Just a little bump right there, creating space right there, one-legged fadeaway shot. He's a crafty player. He has that in his game.
He's got a lot to learn, as all freshmen do, but there's no lack of polish. He's got every scoring trick. He's been shown that and learned that by the best. Backdoor, and Cayenne up with a slap against the board.
And now you see these guys starting to play more free. They're having fun. Guys are moving off the ball. Great decision right there and fine by Nate George.
Sometimes you see this and you go, well, why can't you do that from the jump? But it is sort of a rhythm thing, right? Getting into the game, you're playing with house money now with a big lead.
Especially when you see the rotations in defense and making it hard for these Binghamton Bearcats.
The type of pass that Sherman Douglas made famous in this building, just get it up at the rim for the athletes and let them go to work. Kyle has matched his career best, 12 points. Did that for UCLA against Iowa in January.
Well, Matt, I'd love to have 3 guys with a 45-plus inch vertical. I'm not even looking. I'm just throwing it at the rim.
Yeah, because not only can they get up there, they have such a wide radius of catching and getting the ball to the rim from where they are athletically. Foul on Wes Peterson is number 4.
I mean, I'm watching Kyle, and he's literally head and shoulders above the rim. No lie. His shoulder is above the rim. I mean, these guys are some of the most athletic guys we've seen at Syracuse.
And you think through the years of guys that could really get up here. New York's been blessed with tremendous athletes. It's always a fun parlor game. Who do you like for best leapers in program history? Tony Red Bruin and Hakeem Warwick, Jeremy Grant.
Wes Johnson, you got to put Wes in there.
Johnny Flynn for a smaller guy. They showed his dunk at Rutgers on the video board during one of the breaks.
46-inch vertical. I've seen it plenty of times in person. I mean, he was an incredible athlete.
Not quite that high, but it wasn't that far-fetched, the idea from Nathan George, a half-court lob that eluded Kyle's reach.
Well, you see how Binghamton's playing so far up from the rim. That baseline is wide open every single time for Syracuse.
From long range, Lilly tried to show his skill. Offensive rebound, Beverly. Good move, but denied. And Kyle works it out to Anthony. How about that one? William Kyle off the Cayenne Anthony feed.
Literally just throw it anywhere. He went above and beyond to go grab that.
Along the baseline and up the escalator goes Wes Peterson for his first points. Getting a little playground now, which is, I think, fine for all concerned. We're in the final quarter of the game. Kings is sweet along the baseline, his first points.
That's good to see him just knock down a jump shot. That's what he was recruited here to be. He shot almost 46% from the three-point line last year at Oregon State. He's a knockdown shooter. Great seeing him knock down his first one of the year.
Sadiq White to the scorer's table. I think for Red, he's going to have to decide what's the rhyme and reason to the substitution pattern. You know, he always tells the players, go all out. I want everybody to go max effort, and we'll find somebody else, and we'll get you back in there in a hockey shift type approach. But you don't want to take a hot hand out either, and so it's kind of figuring out what will be his method here. William Kyle exerting a lot of effort, getting to a career-high 14 points. Maybe not done with 9 minutes to go, and Sadiq White in to replace him as Beverly goes to the line.
Well, I think the good thing that Coach Red has is he has options, right? So if a guy's not playing well, you got somebody on the bench who's ready to come in, and they're not losing a lot when they do that.
Beverly connects, and another free throw coming with 9:01 to go. Syracuse headed more than likely to its 6th consecutive season opening win, and its 6th win in as many games ever against Binghamton. Beverly makes both. He's got 10. Orange are next in action this weekend, taking on the Hornets of Delaware State. That is a 1 o'clock game with football on the road, a 3:30 start on the gridiron at Miami. Anthony, nice pass, threading it in to Donnie Freeman. A couple of nice assists for Cayenne Anthony, and Freeman pays it off.
A great job by Donnie. Knowing he has a smaller defender on him, great job sealing him, not letting him get around. Great pass, great finish.
Steal here as it falls in the lap of Kings. Races to the basket and scores with the left hand. Forces a timeout, the last of the day. Now Syracuse has widened the lead now to 26. Otto and crew loving it, and one of the things they're enjoying seeing is the dome debut in games that count by William Kyle.
And I don't know, it seems like he had about 10 lobs today, but just throw it out anywhere for this guy into outer space. He's going to go up and get it, and just a workman's-like attitude. He's going to do what he does defensively. He's going to be around the rim. He's going to be active, and again, throw it up anywhere to this guy. He's going to throw it down. William Kyle is having a great opener for the Syracuse Orange.
He's from the Omaha area, began his college career at South Dakota State, 2 years there. Then last year at UCLA, averaged just 3 points and 2 rebounds a game, only 10 minutes a game. And he figures to exceed that by plenty this year for the Orange. Very good opening night for William Kyle, career high 14 points.
Well, it's interesting, Matt. It's all about fit and also coaching style, right? You see a lot of guys who didn't have an impact where they were, but then they go transfer to another school and they're a whole different player.
Yeah, style of play, who you're surrounded by, has a lot to do with it. Binghamton will go back to the drawing board on that drive on 81 South on the way home tonight. They're going to be lamenting turnovers again. They still have not solved that problem.
Yeah, it's just been tough. I mean, Syracuse has done a great job with the ball pressure, and then when they are able to get by, they have, 2-3 guys right at the rim waiting for them.
First career points for Sadiq White. So now all who have played have scored except Akir Soare and Bryce Zephyr. Not counting J.J. Starling, was limited to just 2 minutes and change.
Great communication right there, Donnie Freeman. I could hear him from here.
Lilly draws another foul. Foul on Zephyr is his third, all in the second half.
And Matt, I think it's important right here, these last 7:34, just to continue to play hard, like keep the intensity going, and you don't want to lag off any bit and going into the next game wondering, oh, I could have played a little bit hard. Keep the intensity for these last 7 minutes.
Lilly's got a little attitude about him too, right? I mean, this is a guy who's done it on the big stage, had a 4 3-pointer game last year at a place called the Dean Smith Center for LaSalle against North Carolina. And snaps the net on both free throws here.
Well, you said it, he'll be the best player for Binghamton this season. You figure he'll be one of the leaders too, on and off the floor, communicating, making sure his guys stay locked in.
Freeman comfortable with the ball a long way from the basket. Little baby step, and does get the foul call. Fouls on Stefan Snag, his first.
And I think right there for Donnie, when you're playing that far away from the rim, be assertive. Just go sweep, get downhill, straight line drive. Great job playing off the contact, drawing the foul.
This is the stuff they work on in practice every single day, close to every hour, right? These individual moves to the basket, protect the ball, rip it through, drive with authority.
And you don't have to do much. You're 6'11". You already have the advantage right there. Just go straight line drive and play through the contact. Try to keep your balance to get a good-looking shot.
Work the easy ones at the line. And Freeman gets both. Jaden Kelsey, freshman, gives them another option as a ball handler behind Quigley. Quigley, a nice move there, jump stop in the lane, but no finish. And Zephyr looks up floor. To Cayenne, quick trigger. Lilly, the rebound.
One thing he does not lack, and that is confidence. I love it. His freshman coming in, he's ready to play.
13 boards for Lilly on a double-double night to open the year. A little baby step there, no whistle. Snag got in too deep for the putback, and the Orange are 3-on-2 the other way. Freeman, you can hear the little whistle call with the ball. Nice find by Sadiq White. And
it's a great luxury to have when you have your 6'9" forward able to push the ball and then get it to your other 6'9" forward down low. Great pass, great finish by Donnie.
Orange by 30. And off the Quigley miss, it's 4-on-2 now with Zephyr in the lead. The drop pass for the jam, Sadiq White. Well, the Orange are up 32, leaving no doubt in this season opener, still with 5.5 to play.
I think just after seeing these guys practice, this is kind of what you expected. You know, the pace of play, the pressure defensively. Yeah, they still have a few things they have to work out.
Somebody has to caddy for all these people, so I might as well do that.
Yeah, you're well deserving, and I'm thankful for you, Matt, because you really started me and allowed me to get into this media space. So I'm just thankful for you creating these opportunities and giving me the reps, and well deserved. Congratulations.
Speaking of creating opportunities, Cayenne Anthony knocks down his first college three-pointer, 14 for him in his season opening game. Love to have you here, Eric, and excited to keep it rolling. We're gonna have a lot of fun over at Newhouse tomorrow night, so thanks to everybody for obliging us and putting up with this nonsense. And another foul underneath the basket. This is where Sean McDonough would make some crack about the referees still blowing their whistle this late in a 30-point game.
Well, if I could nitpick, and I'm going to nitpick. I mean, that was Cayenne. He was just, again, he was late. He should have got in front of Lilly right there, and he would have took that pass away. But I mean, Syracuse this whole game has been outstanding defensively, and then this second half, you've seen them step up offensively, getting out in transition, making good decisions, making shots. If they play like this, it's going to be a heck of a year for Syracuse Orange.
Lilly at the line again. How about Sean on his night off from NHL and all the other things he's involved in? Comes back to his alma mater, hanging out with the director of athletics, John Wildhack, over there. To be a fly on the wall in that conversation.
You know, it always amazed me what you guys can do the play-by-play. You're doing basketball, then you go to football, then you go to golf, then you go to lacrosse. I'm like, I'm just trying to figure out who's playing today.
As Donnie Freeman does, and to that point, there's about one person who does that, and it's Sean McDonough. Mike Tirico up there too. Two of the all-time greats. Been great to me personally, and great to a lot of students that have followed them here. Kelsey, the southpaw three-pointer, misses by quite a bit. On the leak out, it's Cayenne again in front of the bench. Oh yeah, he didn't lick that off the wall. Trip to the line here for Anthony drawing the foul. How many times have you seen Melo do this, get the defender off balance and at least get to the line?
Oh, I mean, he learned this when he was 7 years old. You know, just knowing how to get your defender up in the air, how to use your body, how to create space. It's the little things that make offensive players really, really good. And Cayenne Anthony has those things at a young age. He's just going to continue to keep getting better.
Off the mark on the first. No, first games for each. No comparison. But Cayenne's going to get a win, and Carmelo didn't do that at Madison Square Garden. Second throw is good.
They went against a pretty good Memphis team that first game in the Garden.
I can imagine Cayenne having this, or Melo having this game up on his phone somewhere, even if he is working tonight for NBC or wherever he may be, and going, what? Slow down, little guy.
That's right.
It's about halfway home to Melo's impressive debut against Memphis at Madison Square Garden. The Cuse lost that game, but got on a nice winning streak from there and went 30-5. Bank shot on a spin by Lilly, who's in his bag now.
You can see the skill he has, the great footwork, and he's working both right-hand, left-hand hooks. He's going to be good for Binghamton.
Kyle in deep, banks it in. Kyle just muscling his way through the defense right now. 16 points.
He doesn't do anything that he can't do. When he gets the ball around the rim, he's just looking to do one thing, and that's go up strong.
On the pickpocket. What's Donnie got? Look out below. He doesn't want to show his best dunk in the first game of the year. He's going to work his way in. There might be an in-game dunk contest to be had this year between Freeman and Kyle and White.
Well, the question is, with 1 minute left, are we going to see the only walk-on that Syracuse has on their roster?
Is that a chant for Noah Lobdell in the audience? Red's walking down the bench. The student section's getting excited.
Come on, Red. You got to let him get one.
Smirk. There he is, Noah Lobdell, the pride of Faith Heritage. Just a compact package of twisted steel, adrenaline, and horsepower. First free throw short for Bryson Wilson. See Aaron Womack next to him, maybe a redshirt candidate this year. But you don't have to commit to any of that in game one. Second free throw is good for Wilson. Binghamton next in action Wednesday against RIT, then Saturday against Niagara. Their first mission will be to turn it over less. They knew coming in that would be a big factor. Freeman had grand intentions there, stripped to the ball going up.
Matt, this is really what you wanted to see from Syracuse in the opener. Set the tone, get confidence, get momentum going forward, because we talked about early on, they're going to be challenged early, going to Vegas, Kansas, and Houston, Tennessee coming back home. But you love to see Nate George being aggressive, even up 40, still looking to score the basketball.
Knocks down his second three of the game. We're in the final 30 seconds. The chant is "We want Noah." They're getting into it there. Well, Noah represents this bunch here, right? I mean, let's tell what it is. Free throw good for Beverly. Don't know that it's in Adrian Autry's thoughts here for the final 22 seconds. Second free throw winds up in the arms of William Kyle, and the Orange will not have to shoot it again. Well, Kyan Anthony started the second half for Syracuse, went on to a very impressive Syracuse debut. The ball will be in his hands as this game ends, and from start to finish,